But the secret to torching is always keep the torch moving. Never let it sit. Remember, guys, a carbureted torch, you can burn 900 degrees Fahrenheit, you know? You can really put some heat out, so you want to keep it moving. Because if you let that torch sit and sit and sit, pow, pow, you'll blow the plaster apart. Possible spalling and delamination. Paper spalls are going to happen, those little paper thin. That's why you carry the little diamond hand pad. But what's worse is if you blow the plaster away from the shotcrete. So always keep the torch moving. In our MPC Tech Manual, in section 6614, we talk about carbonation. And this is a little bit of chemistry, but I want everyone to understand this, because I always get asked this question, is this permanent? When you burn a blue flame or clear flame, the byproduct of that burning operation is you produce carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide reacts with a thing called calcium hydroxide within the surface, which is just generated from the production of cement and water. By volume weight, 25 to 27% of what you form is calcium hydroxide, and you form calcium carbonate. It's like teeth whitening, okay? So it's a chemical process. So you got the physical process of wicking moisture out from the heating. That cat's stealing my thunder, isn't it? Okay, so you got the wicking, and then you got the chemical reaction of carbonation, and that is what makes it a lasting change. But also it's got a benefit, because calcium hydroxide is very soluble, so you chemically convert it to something less soluble, something that'll be more resistant to chemical deterioration, but you also will kind of densify that matrix, okay? Another thing you look at when any job you go to is what's the age of that surface. I get calls every day, people go, well, I got a 12-year-old pool. You're not a good candidate. 12 years old, just normal weathering, it's like, who's a better candidate, okay? A 22-year-old man to undergo like open heart surgery, or a 108-year-old man? The 22-year-old athlete is going to weather the surgery better. That's just the way it is, okay? Another thing that you look at, and we get into this, pigmented surfaces. Now, people, this is the one that's tricky, and I almost do need to do a separate class on, can you torch like a black or a blue or whatever surface? The answer is yes. But there are things you have to do afterwards. It's a very complicated process. So for pool torching 101, we're going to stick to white surfaces, okay? This is a pool that was done in Encino. I think it was Encino. And I don't know if you can see, it's got a big dark bowl mark down there at the bottom. And that dark bowl mark had to be taken out. Now I recommended do a zero out process on it, drain the pool, and torch the thing out. And this was a gray plaster pool. Fortunately, if you do these combo processes, sometimes your work is really very easy, because what will happen is you can do a process before, drain it, give a light wash, torch it, and then like on a gray pool, to get the color back up, you can do a zero out. Because why? What happens when you do a zero out? What happens is you will bring pigment to the surface. And there's our pigment lady, our photographer. Thank you, Andrea. Okay. Other factors to look for on every job you want to torch. Ambient air temperature. We're cool this morning, so it's not 105. I would never torch a pool. Crazing or cracking. If you see on the wall back over there, that deep in wall, you see that the white line? That's called map crazing. That map crazing usually is just a surface phenomena, but it's also something you got to watch out for. Map crazing usually doesn't present a problem when torching. What presents a problem is if you have open shrinkage cracks. In our NPC Tech Manual, hi Beth, this is the owner Beth, everyone.
Hi Beth.